So we back on our 48 laws of power. And I'm so glad this is a short chapter. Oh shoot, I can't barely see. Hold on a moment. Hold on, let me make sure. Oh shoot. All right. So basically, law number 7, even though I think that is morally wrong, it really is. It's morally wrong. Law 7, get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. That's morally wrong, to take the credit of other people's work. Now, as a team, if we're working, I think everybody should get credit. I really do. I just wouldn't just take somebody's credit, but a lot of people do that and they don't think that's anything wrong with it. I do. So so what you're doing is you using people's skill, time, and energy to further your ambitions while taking full credit. So you're furthering yourself and you're not helping the other people who may also want to advance. You'll be admired for your efficiency and accomplishments while your helpers will be forgotten. What does it mean to follow 7? You waste time and energy when you do things others could do for you or have already done. That's just like a supervisor. Well, prime example, they can't do the work. They get others to do the work for them and they report it back to their management as if they done that. And when you take advantage of others' efforts and take credit for them, you come off as powerful and amazing. That's why I say it's morally wrong as far as I'm concerned. Now, that's my opinion. You can wait and watch while they do the work and then just take it from them. You can actively enlist others to work for you and take credit for their accomplishments. For example, vultures know that if they wait long enough, another animal. Hey, hey, what's that, Tyrus? Now, what is this saying? Oh, thank you, Michelle. Hold on, let me see. What are you saying that was inappropriate? Oh, you got your stuff. Let me kick you out of here, Barack. Oh, shit. Okay, now let me see. Now let me get back to what I was saying. Okay, we had to time him out. Um, so as we know, vultures wait for other animals to kill their prey for them. And then they just come down, swoop it up, and the other animal left hungry and he gotta go and kill another prey. People, I think that's a great analogy about stealing other people's work. Hey, people often do the same thing, circling like vultures, waiting for the opportunity to feed on others' success or creativity. You can't change this by complaining. You're better off becoming a vulture yourself. Hey, Salsa. Hey, Money Loc. How you doing? How you been? Where you been at, Money? We supposed to be doing other topics at least once a month or something. I ain't seen you in the channel in a minute. And you ain't never called me, but so that's why I say law 7 to me is morally wrong. I don't believe in taking other people's work. Oh, you've been working? Okay. We back on our book 48 Laws of Power. I don't believe in taking people's work and taking the credit from them. I don't. And that's why I said it's morally wrong. But Robert Greene, who got all these books, he's a narcissist as far as I'm concerned. So law 7, get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Use the wisdom, knowledge, and legwork of other people to further your own cause. Not only will such assistance save you valuable time and energy, it will give you a godlike aura of efficiency and speed. In the end, your helpers will be forgotten and you will be remembered. Never do for yourself what others can do for you. You got me though? Okay, okay. In 1883, a young Siberian scientist named Nikola Tesla, he was brilliant. Nikola Tesla was brilliant. Was working for the European division of the Continental Edison Company. He was brilliant inventor, and Charles Batchelor, a plant manager and a personal friend of Thomas Edison, persuaded him he should seek his fortune in America, giving him a letter of introduction to Edison himself. So began a life of woe and tribulation that lasted until Tesla's death. Right, because Edison stole a lot from Tesla. He stole a lot and took credit for it. When Tesla met Edison in New York, the famous inventor hired him on the spot. Tesla worked 18-hour days finding ways to improve the primitive Edison's dynamos. Finally, he offered to redesign them completely. To Edison, this seemed a monumental task that could last years without paying off. But he told Tesla there's $50,000 in it for you if you can do it. And this was back in 1883, so 50,000 was a lot of money back then. Tesla labored day and night on the project, and after only a year, he produced a greatly improved version of the dynamo, complete with automatic controls. Edison was pleased with the improvement for which he and his company would take credit. But when it came to the issue of the money, he told young Sir Tesla, you don't understand our American humor, and offered a small raise instead. Oh, see, that's some bullshit. We would have had to get it in. No, you gonna give me my damn $50. I'm gonna just tear up this damn thing. Y'all hit the like button, please. Thank y'all. Shit, we going to war on that one. You just ain't gonna take my shit. I done did all this work, $50,000, and you ain't gonna give me nothing. You got me messed up. We going to war. Tesla's obsession was to create an alternating current system of electricity. Edison believed in the direct current system, DC. Not only refused to support Tesla's research, but later did all he could to sabotage him. Wow. Tesla's research and offered him a generous royalty agreement on future products. The AC system Tesla developed is still the standard today. They ain't changed the AC system. Wow. I didn't know that. But after patents were filed in his name, other scientists came forward to take credit for the invention, claiming that they had laid the groundwork for him. His name was lost in the shuffle, and the public came to associate the invention with Westinghouse himself. That's right, because I didn't know nothing about Tesla. A year later, Westinghouse was caught in a takeover bid from J. Pierpont Morgan, who made him rescind the generous royalty contract he made with Tesla. Westinghouse explained to the scientists that his company would not survive if it had to pay him full royalties. He persuaded Tesla to accept a buyout of his patents for $216,000. They cheated Tesla. a large sum at that time. That's a lot of money at that time, but far less than the 12 million they were both worth at the time. The finance had divested Tesla of the riches, the patents, and essentially the credit for the greatest invention of his career. The name of Marconi is forever linked with the invention of radio, but few knew that in producing his invention, he broadcast a signal across the English Channel in 1899. Marconi made use of the patent Tesla had filed in 1897, and that his work depended on Tesla's research. Once again, Tesla received no money and no credit. Tesla invented an introduction motor as well as the AC power system, and he is the real father of the radio. Damn, I never knew Tesla was the father of radio. Wow. Yet none of these discoveries bear his name. As an old man, he lived in poverty. In 1970, during his later impoverished years, Tesla was told he was to receive the Edison Medal of American Institute of Electrical Engineers. He turned the medal down. You propose, he said, to honor me with a medal which I could pin upon my coat and struck for a vain hour before the members of your institute. You will decorate my body and continue to let starve for failure to supply recognition. My mind and its creative products will have supplied the foundation upon which the major portion of your institute exists. Many harbor the illusion that science, dealing with facts as it does, is beyond the petty rivalries that trouble the rest of the world. Nikola Tesla was one of those. He believed science had nothing to do with politics and claimed not to care for fame and riches. As he grew older, though, this ruined his scientific work. Not associated with any particular discovery, he could attract no investors to his many ideas. While he pondered great inventions for the future, others stole the patents he had already developed and got glory for them themselves. Wow, for themselves. He wanted to do everything on his own, but merely exhausted and impoverished himself in the process. Edison was Tesla's popular opposite. He wasn't actually much of a scientific thinker or inventor. He once said he had no need to be a mathematician because he could always hire one. That was Edison's main method. He was really a businessman and publicist, spotting the trends and the opportunities that were out there, then hiring the best in the field to do the work for him. If he had to, he would steal from his competitors. Yet his name is much better known than Tesla and is associated with more inventions. That's a fact. The lesson is twofold. First, the credit of an invention or creation is as important, if not more important, than the invention itself. You must secure the credit for yourself and keep others from stealing it away or from piggybacking on your hard work. To accomplish this, you must always be vigilant and ruthless, keeping your creation quiet until you can be sure that there are no vultures circling around. That is good. Time is precious and life is short. If you try to do it all on your own, you run yourself ragged, waste time, and burn yourself out. That is a fact. It is better to conserve your forces, pounce on the work others have done, and find a way to make it your own. The word of power has the dynamics of a jungle. There are those who live by hunting and killing, and there are also vast numbers of creatures who live off the hunting of others. That's a fact, and humans is like that. These latter, less imaginative types are often incapable of doing the work that is essential for the creation of power. They understand early on, though, that if they wait long enough, they can always find another animal to do the work for them. Do not be naive. At this very moment, while you're slaving away on some project, there are vultures circling above trying to figure out a way to survive. That's a fact, and even thrive off your creativity. Wow. It is useless to complain about this or to wear yourself ragged with bitterness as Tesla did. Better to protect yourself and join the game. Once you have established a power base, become a vulture yourself and save yourself a lot of time and energy. Damn. Damn. Wow. I guess that's the fact. Even though I think the law is morally wrong, but it's plenty of vultures out there. And life will, if you get hurt enough, life will make you a vulture as well. Hmm. Let me see. This is the essence of the law. Learn to get others to do the work for you while you take the credit and you appear to be godlike strength and power. If you think it is important to do all the work yourself, you will never get far. And you will suffer like the late Balbos and Teslas of the world. Find people with skills and creativity you lack. Either hire them while putting your own name on top of theirs, or find a way to take their work and make it your own. Their creativity thus becomes yours and you seem a genius in the world. There's another application of this law that does not require the paristic use of contemporaries' labor. Use a past, vast storehouse knowledge and wisdom. Isaac Newton called it standing on the shoulders of giants. He meant that in making his discoveries, he had built on the achievements of others. I had no problem with that at all. A great part of his origins he knew was attributable to the shared ability to make the most of insights of ancient, medieval, and Renaissance scientists. Shakespeare borrowed plots, characterizations, and even dialogue from Plutarch, among other writers for whom that nobody surpassed Plutarch in the writing of subtle psychology and quotes. How many later writers have in their turn borrowed from plagiarized Shakespeare? Wow. Wow. We all know how few of today's politicians write their own speeches. They don't, they have writers. Their own words would not win them a single vote. Their eloquence and wit, whatever there is of it, they owe to the speechwriter. Other people do the work, they take the credit. The upside of this is that it is kind of power that is available to everyone. Learn to use the knowledge of the past and you will look like a genius even when you are really just clever borrower. Writers who have dwelled in human nature, ancient masters of strategy, historians of human stupidity and folly, kings and queens who have learned the hard way how to handle the burdens of power. Their knowledge is gathering dust, waiting for you to come and stand on their shoulders. That was good. Their wit can be your wit, their skill can be your skill, and they will never come around to tell people how unoriginal you really are. You can slog through life making endless mistakes, wasting time and energy trying to do things from your own experience, or you can use the armies of the past. Fools say they learn by experience. I prefer to profit by others' experience. Damn! Wow! There are times when taking the credit for work that others have done is not wise. If your power is not firmly enough established, you will seem to be pushing people out of the limelight. To be brilliant exploiter of talent, your position must be unshakable, or you will be accused of deception. Be sure you know when letting other people share the credit serves your purpose. It is especially important to not be greedy when you have a master above you. President Richard Nixon's historic visit to the People's Republic of China was originally his idea, but it might never have come off but for the diplomacy of Henry Kissinger, nor would it have been as successful without Kissinger's skills. Still, when the time came to take credit, Kissinger let Nixon take the lion's share, knowing that the truth would come out later. He was careful not to jeopardize his standing in the short term by hogging the limelight. Kissinger played the game. He took credit for the work of those below him while graciously giving credit for his own labors to those above. That is the way to play the game. Damn, that was good. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Okay, let me end that here.